Hey everyone, this is Music Tech Help Guy and welcome to part 4 of my Logic Pro 11 Essentials course. Transport controls are essentially your playback, navigation, and recording controls in your DAW, but these actually come from the days of recording through a console directly into a tape machine. Typically back in the day, you'd have a studio assistant whose job it would be to learn how to quickly and accurately start and stop playback, rewind the tape, scrub to specific areas on the tape, and punch in recordings. These transport controls are fortunately more simplified in the DAW world. In this video, I'll demonstrate all of Logic Pro's main transport controls and using the cycle range and locators to loop certain sections of your project. And I'll also show you all of the common shortcuts associated with the transport controls so you can optimize your workflow. Before I get into the video, I want to quickly tell you about today's sponsor, Boombox. Boombox is the ultimate file storage and collaboration platform for musicians, bands, artists, and producers. Store your mixes, stems, multitracks, and even full DAW sessions securely. Collaborate with others worldwide by sharing your project files with your collaborators, clients, or co-producers, who can then leave time-stamped feedback directly on your projects. Create your own personalized artist page featuring your photos, logo, and standout tracks. Create public or private playlists of your tracks. And Boombox has a new AI-powered co-writer called Boombot AI. This will help you out with chord progressions and musical ideas by generating MIDI musical ideas for you. It can help assist in writing lyrics. And if you don't have Apple Silicon and you're missing out on Logic 11's stem splitter, Boombox actually has its own built-in stem splitter and vocal remover. Head over to boombox.io today and sign up to get 4 GB of free storage. If you need more than that, you can upgrade to one of their Pro or Premium plans. Okay, so the transport controls in Logic are all up here in the control bar. Transport controls are essentially your playback controls, your recording controls, controls for setting locators and different ranges on the timeline. Basically anything that has to do with playing back audio or MIDI in the tracks area. And rather than constantly clicking up here to stop and start your project and to access these transport controls, I'm going to show you that you really don't ever have to use these transport controls here in the control bar. You can actually save yourself a lot of time if you just know some key transport shortcuts. Not only does this make for less clicks, it's also the very first thing you can do, even as a beginner, to improve your Logic Pro workflow and get work done faster and more efficiently. If you've purchased the course, this demo project is included as a download if you want to follow along, but you can just as easily grab one of the demo projects if you like. Okay, so the first most basic thing we've already talked about is stop and start. So to stop and start playback, you just press spacebar. And of course, spacebar again will stop playback. You'll see that the playback follows the playhead, which you can grab and drag around. And if you press the return key, this will set the playhead back to bar 1. So these are the functions that are built into the start and stop playback buttons here. Now, just to the left of those, you'll see these 2 buttons. Now, these will move the playhead right or left by 1 bar at a time. But like with all the transport controls, there's a very helpful key command for this. If you press comma, this will move the playhead to the left 1 bar at a time. And if you press period, this will move the playhead to the right 1 bar at a time. I like to think about these as their secondary functions, the greater than, less than brackets. So what you can do is you can set the playhead wherever you want to start playback and then press the space bar. Maybe I want to move over here to bar 13. I can do that as well. So it saves you some mouse clicks. Now, another thing you can do is you can use a modifier key. You can hold the shift key while pressing comma or period to move by 8 bars at a time. So shift comma will move to the left 8 bars at a time, and shift period will move to the right 8 bars at a time. So this is a really quick way to navigate your projects. Now, one thing I do want to point out here and talk about a little bit is the grid and the timeline. When you look at the timeline up here, sometimes they call it the ruler, you'll see that it's divided into musical measures, what are typically called bars. So this is bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4. And in 4/4 time, in common time, you have 4 beats per bar, per measure. So what you're seeing here is that the bar is divided into multiple different little ticks here, little markers. Each one of these is a grid division, but you'll see that a few of them here are a little bigger than the smaller ones. So this would be bar 1, beat 1, bar 1, beat 2, bar 1, beat 3, and bar 1, beat 4. And then if we move over to here, now we're at bar 2, beat 1. And you can see those values up here in the LCD display. So you can see where you are in terms of bars and beats. And if you're working on musical projects, you're going to want to get really familiar with how bars and beats work and how you can divide up each bar into smaller grid divisions. And we'll talk more about that later on in this course. You can see here there's a kick drum on 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's sort of like a 4 on the floor kick pattern. And you can count along up here, 1, 2, 3, 4 for each kick in that drum loop. Now, another thing you can do with the playhead is you can use this as a tool to copy and paste things in different locations. Let's say that I want to take this bass line right here and I want to move it right here at bar 5, right in this empty space here. But I also want to keep it over here. Well, one thing I can do is I can drag over both of these just like so, and then hit Command C to copy. Then just make sure that your playhead is right there at bar 5. Make sure that track is selected, and then press Command V to paste. So we've pasted these regions over right on that bar line. Okay, so another really important thing to understand in the tracks area and on the timeline is the cycle range and locators. So you'll notice somewhere up at the top here, at the top of the ruler, you're going to find this little light gray area, this light gray bar. If you click on this, this will turn yellow. And you can actually toggle this on or off by pressing C. This is the cycle range. This is essentially a loop range. So for example, if I just wanted to loop these 4 bars between bar 5 and bar 8, I can actually trim this up just like so. And watch what happens when I press spacebar. It doesn't matter where the playhead is. The playhead will automatically jump over to bar 5 and then play this section and loop it indefinitely until I press the spacebar again. So if you want to listen to one section over and over to work on that section, you can do that. You can also click and drag the cycle range around to different areas. So maybe I want to jump over here now. Now, there's a couple important things to remember here with the cycle range. The cycle range itself is just the loop function. The left and right side of the cycle range are called the left and right locators. So each of these will have their own independent position. So you can trim up the right side to have a different position, and you can trim up the left side to have a different position. If you need to see what those positions are, you can change the LCD display from Beats in Project to Custom. And what you'll see right here are the left and right locator positions. So you can see that the left locator is right here at bar 8. And then the right locator is right here at bar 15. And if I move the cycle range around on the timeline, you'll see those locator positions change. So the locators are the left and right position of the cycle range. Now, when you turn this off, there are still some editing functions that can be performed with the locators without the cycle range, but we'll come back to those in a later video. Now, one of the things that's really nice about the cycle range is it's really helpful for very quickly navigating to and listening to a particular section of your song or of your project. If you drag over any region or even a set of regions in your project and you press Command U, what this will do is it'll set the cycle range around your selection. So if I come over here and I select this region and I press Command U, you can see it's created a 4-bar selection. If I come over here, Command U, this just makes it really easy to jump to a particular section quickly and loop that section. Now there's actually 2 different key commands here, Command U and then just U. So what Command U does is it sets the cycle range directly to the length of the region that you've selected. So for example, if I take this audio region and I trim it up a little bit, maybe it's like 3.5 bars long now. If I click on that and press Command U, you'll see that the cycle range shortens to just include the length of that region. However, if I press U instead of Command U, you'll see that it rounds the length of the locator to the next bar. So these are really 2 different key commands, U for rounded locators and Command U for exact locators. I'll leave it up to you which shortcut you like to use more. Now, another thing you can do with the cycle range is you can use a secondary function called skip cycle range. So with the cycle range turned on, if you hold Command and then click on it, it'll turn black like this. It'll kind of dim out there. And what this does is the playhead will actually skip this section. So if you wanted to audition a section of your project with and without a particular section, you can do that. If I come over here and do a Command U and then Command click on it, I can test this out over here as well. And so you can see it skipped those 4 bars. To get back, all you got to do is Command click again to bring back the cycle range. Now, one last thing you can do if you want to speed this up even more is if you come up here to the transport, this is the button for the cycle range. If you click and hold, there's an option in here called Auto Set Locators. With Auto Set Locators turned on, whatever region you click on, the cycle range will automatically adapt its range to the length of that region. So this is a really quick and easy way to jump around in your project. So I'm just starting and stopping playback after making a selection with auto select cycle range. Okay, so those are the basic transport controls in Logic Pro. We haven't talked about recording yet. We will get to that in the next video, and I'll show you how to make your first just basic MIDI recording. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. As always, thank you so much for the support, and thanks for watching.